Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the new Medical Nomads podcast. My name is Dylan Callier. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, just getting ready to start on his journey as a traveling physical therapist, as a medical traveler. And this is the inaugural edition of what is to be many episodes that follow this within the podcast about my journey as a medical traveler and interviewing other experts within the medical traveling field. So if you are a traveling physical therapist like myself, traveling occupational therapist, travel nurse, travel physician's assistant, allied health professional, or any other healthcare professional that is currently contracting within the United States, this podcast is for you. This podcast is specifically for those who are just getting started on their journey. So those who are graduating schools or on the border, on the fence of whether or not this whole medical traveling gig is really for them. I want to provide those individuals with encouragement because I know while I was in school, I received a lot of negative feedback and horror stories about what is traveling physical therapy, medical traveling itself. This podcast is going to offer transparency into what is a field of cloud within the medical traveling community so that you can get information for yourself, so that you can make the best decisions you possibly can to benefit you financially, professionally, and legally as you begin your journey, your own personal exploration as a traveling medical provider. I'm hoping to arm you guys with information as we make this intimidating choice to put our trust onto others and to other companies to send us into foreign places and work for another foreign company so that we can take care of ourselves and have the best experiences possible. I am also going to be documenting my journey. So as I get started as a novice traveling medical provider, I'll be capturing the emotion that goes along with each assignment that I go to. I'll be capturing the lessons that come along with my experience and also the lessons, the tips and the trades that we gain from other experts within the traveling medical community. So a little bit about myself. I'm about 6 months out from graduating with my doctorate of physical therapy. I initially got interested with PT when I was in high school. And everybody was talking about it and I had no idea what it was about. So I went to my local physical therapy clinic and shadowed a physical therapist there who was able to show me how fun it could be helping people and seeing the energy he brought to all of his patients in an outpatient setting. And I fell in love with it and I ended up signing up for an entry-level program a couple months later at Maryville University of St. Louis. About 3 years into their program, I stumbled onto this idea of being a traveling physical therapist. So I had a lot of questions and I was very excited about it, and I started diving into the internet, the interwebs, to find out all the information I could. I started talking with recruiters, and some of them even came to our school to give us information on what it is to be a medical traveler. So I began gearing all of my clinical experiences towards becoming a travel PT. I was very excited about it, and any opportunity that I had, I took those experiences outside of my home state of Missouri. So I had a few clinical experiences in Missouri, and then I also had some down in Birmingham, Alabama, and also over in Evansville, Indiana. And during my last clinical, I was narrowing down the companies that I wanted to work for. So trying to choose the recruiters that I was comfortable with, and I got down to about 3 or 2 companies that I was pretty interested in carrying through with my career choice to work with them. And that's when I got a call from my friend, the original PT that I'd ever shadowed, with the exciting news that his company was doing well. He had just started. He was about 20 weeks old at that point with the clinic, and him and his partners wanted to invite me as their first full-time hire physical therapist. So now I had a decision to make. I go through the 3-year plan of becoming a traveling physical therapist, or do I go with this new opportunity of joining my friend, helping him with his business, and learning and experiencing the hustle and the grind that goes with opening your own new physical therapy clinic. And so I chose to work with my friend and his new business, and I was very excited to start with him and to gain some experience and see the hustle and the grind that goes along with opening your own clinic. When I told him my decision to work with him, I was very transparent and I was very upfront about what my intentions were. And I told him that I would give him a year working for him in his clinic, and then I would follow and pursue my career as a traveling physical therapist. So now I have about 6 months before I start my journey as a traveling physical therapist. And during that time, I'm going to be documenting my processes of getting licenses through other states as I prepare and start working with recruiters and narrowing down who I'm comfortable with and who I would like to work with, and also interviewing other experts within the traveling medical field for their tips, their trades, their information, the lessons that they've learned, the experiences that they've gained, and allowing this to be an open source of knowledge so that this can benefit other individuals along their journey and along their paths. And to send us off, again, my name is Dylan Collier. Thank you so much for joining me on this podcast as we all make towards our goals to obtain freedom of location with our career. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below, and find the group on Facebook, New Medical Nomads. Drop in, tell us your story, tell us where you're at in the process, and we'll be sure to reach out to you. And welcome to the family of New Medical Nomads.